Yeah.
So it's the live pre-show.
It's the live pre-show.
Are you going to work on a theme song for this? Because I thought that was part of the plan.
I am not a musician. I am not working on a theme song.
You should, man.
I am
this
not.
Is this geek. Oh my gosh! Here, I hear an echo through your side.
I am not working on a theme. Yeah.
You got an echo coming somewhere.
I muted it.
Anyway, this is the technically deficient Spinwhiz Comics live pre-show brought to you by spinwhizcomics.com. Go there, and also you can download apps on Android and iOS.
Why do you
read free comics? David has stuff to say about this.
If you're going to do that, I don't need to read the promo.
Oh, I'm just talking about what this is. It's the lot. Yes, you have to read the promo. We have 5 minutes to fill.
Gummer is the stick here. We need some sizzle. We need a little sizzle, and that's coming to you, David.
That's right.
A little fizzle.
That's right. Some fizzle. Me? Are you talking about me? I sounded awesome.
He is a dumpster fire.
I sounded great.
I think he's talking about me. I don't know. I wasn't gonna do anything in special today. David. I was just gonna read it like dry.
Go ahead,
read
David.
It,
read it with your normal radio voice.
Yeah, it's like
and then we'll talk about what we should do during the show because that's what the pre-show
comics
is.
And webcomics delivery platform for comic readers, hosting mainly independent comics. Currently hosting 86 indie content creators with a library of over 400 titles and growing. Some notable publishers are Source Point Press, Tidal Wave, Marcosa, A Wave Blue World, and Arcana Majora T. I want to say Majora.
He wasn't even speaking. Give him a break. He's doing fine, Willie. Thanks for hanging out. Share the show around, Big Will. If we've got some people hanging out, if you're hanging out, let us know. This is the live pre-show.
Man, William's the kind of person that just wants to chase people off because they can't be as good as him.
I know, man. He should be reinforcing positive reinforcement, not negative reinforcement. I agree 100%. I agree 100%.
I mean, so, I don't know if I would want to do a show with William.
No, William's damn good. I listen to his shit all the time.
So
you can listen to him on this channel. He does Creators Outlet, does interviews with creators. He does OK Boomer. With him and Thomas just review an old ass comic.
Well, he comes off kind of negative.
Nah, that's just his personality. It's hard to really distinguish on the internet, you know.
It seems pretty sarcastic to me.
Well, that's the language of the day. That's the currency of the realm.
He seems kind of embittered. You know, you can't have fun with it because you got to impress William Pace.
You have to.
I mean, he's not generally the person I want to be hanging out with, I think.
So we have 3 options for brand new intro videos today.
Ew,
okay.
I like options.
I like options. I love options.
So do you guys just want to say a number and see if you guys can agree on 1, 2, or 3?
Well, why don't I just go grab some dice and we'll roll?
How far away is that? Is that going to be a while?
No, it shouldn't be.
2, Gummer.
Flip a coin or a 3-sided coin.
Three-sided
coin.
Just bring it up in your browser. Do you want me to share my screen and bring up the dice roller?
Here's a dice. I have a dice.
You know, Google has a built-in dice roller.
I did not know that.
Yeah, dude. Google's got a lot of crazy.
I got a dice. I found a dice just sitting.
All right, go ahead. All right. Roll the dice for 1, 2, or 3.
Okay, so 4, 5,
exactly.
And 6
Big Willie is sarcastic as fuck. That's literally his dialect. English is his first language, but his dialect is sarcasm.
Okay, and then, let's see.
And I speak that a little bit too.
We got a 3.
A 3. So we're going with number 3. That's going to be interesting. Oh man, that's the longest one. That's the longest one.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
But I think it might be one of the most well-known, and it certainly fit. All 3 of them kind of fit exactly what's going on this show here, and I think that'll be interesting. So, let's start it. Let's do it. You guys ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
Let's do
this.
Here it is, number 3.
The anticipation.
So far,
What
so
you
good.
just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Yeah, I think
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
This Geek in Comics, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to the show.
I think that's pretty accurate.
That is highly accurate of what exactly we're getting into. I've got two other ones too, and they're just as good.
Well, we'll try them.
No, we're saving them.
We're saving them.
We need to get as much mileage out of that shit as possible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to blow it all in one go.
Blow
Yeah,
your
I'm
load in
bad
one
at that,
go.
blowing my wad all at one go. I'm terrible at that. Greetings, geeks. Welcome back to this Geek in Comics, Outright Geekery's comic book shit talk show.
Shit talk show.
Talk show.
I am your co-host Gomer, and with me as always, Adam Normal and AKA David. How is it going, gentlemen? How was your weeks? How was
It's
it?
been
All right.
It
Yeah.
has been pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Good.
I'm going to be probably working 6 days a week for the next 6
Oh,
weeks.
that sounds terrible.
That
that-
does
yeah.
sound terrible in
That's
this current economy. Yes, work, money, yay.
Whatever.
Oh, I also found the Thundercracker and Skywarp 2-pack.
Sweet.
Yeah, I found a couple of those. Oh yeah.
Sweet.
I'm like debating if I want to get that. I'm
I'm waiting on the next run of G.I. Joe Classified for my next action figure buy.
Do you know what
I'm
they're-
waiting. I'm waiting to find that Quintesson. You know.
I want that.
Yeah.
Quintesson
I
right
want.
there.
I want most of the Quintesson line. I want that. The Alicon.
Yeah, the Alicon is dope, but I don't know, dude. There's supposed to be a Cobra Trooper figure up in there.
Now,
for the
have
next
you
Classified.
seen like leaks and
That's the
confirmations
leak
for the
I
next
saw.
wave?
That's the leak I saw. Yeah.
I really would like a Cobra Viper, just the full face shield. Cobra
Oh
Viper.
no, I want a Trooper with the black mask and the helmet, where you can see his like the opposite of Batman.
Ah,
That's the one I want, and that's rumored.
basically
For
the
the next wave.
basically the COVID compliant Cobra Trooper.
That's what you can count on through G.I. Joe. You know, Cobra are always going to make sure that their troopers are safe.
They may be an evil terrorist organization bent on world domination, but they got one hell of a healthcare plan.
That's right. They got free health care. I didn't really.
Well,
do
they never
shit
get
this
shot,
week.
so
What?
they never
Yeah,
get
terrible
shot.
shot. Just like
They only
G.I.
get
Joe.
shot by lasers.
Yeah.
My
so
hair's
dumb.
been removed.
I
Oh
don't
my
even wanna-
gosh.
I don't
Nobody
even
ever
want-
dies.
I
So
don't even want
like,
to talk. Duke almost died. Damn it.
Duke almost died, but he didn't get shot by a laser. He got like a serpent through his chest.
yeah, that's different.
That'll do it.
That'll do
every
it.
time. I mean, they're shooting lasers like pew pew. Unless you get somebody in the eye, you're not going to do any damage.
Hey, you just fixed my cataract.
Oh, thank you. I can see. So yeah, I got this not CBS, HBO
CBD.
Max. I got it for free because I'm an AT&T customer. They don't have a Roku app or a Amazon channel, which blows. Is so bad. But there's like financial disagreements. But anyway, if I play it on my laptop, I can project it through the magic of Windows 10 and wireless internet to my television. So we've been watching some of that shit. Dude, I put in Superman the movie from way back when.
the original.
The first one.
Yep.
It does
Christopher
not.
Reeves one, huh?
It does not. No, the what? The which one?
The Christopher
Christopher
Reeve.
Reeve.
Oh yeah, Christopher Reeves. I thought you said Mr. Freeze for some reason. I'm like, what the fuck Superman are you watching? Anyway, dude, it does not hold up. I'm sorry. It's
You can see like the
Bad.
wire work in the blue screen.
well, not just that. The whole idea of it's very fast. There's a lot packed in there.
Okay.
You know, it really wouldn't work today. Superman 2 is a gem. Okay, with the three bad guys that are Zod and his homies. Oh my god, perfect. But let me tell you something about the first Superman movie. Perry White, that might be the best fucking casting in all of superhero movies ever. That dude fucking nails it.
And
It was perfect. So I don't even know who the hell it was, but man, he's
I'm gonna
probably dead
have to
by
go
now.
back and watch that movie. It's been a long time.
Dude, it had been a while for me too, but I was like, man, you know, we watched the stupid Keaton Batman, which I'm sorry, that doesn't hold up either.
No,
Nostalgia's
it
sake,
doesn't. It doesn't.
for
But
nostalgia's sake,
fun.
it's good. But yeah, it does not hold up. But I was like, fuck it, I'll go watch Superman. And holy shit, what a turd. But I was like, man, this Perry White, he's nailing it. And he was the best character, dude. Anyway, dude, he turns back time in there like fucking Cher by flying around the earth. That would not turn back time. Okay.
Okay, the guy who played Perry White in the 1978 movie was Jackie Cooper.
Jackie Cooper. What else was he in? Nothing.
I'm looking. I'm actually looking what his filmography is right now. He was in a lot of movies from the 1929 all the way up to the mid 1980s. 1987.
He's dead now. He's got to be long dead.
Yes, he has passed away. He passed away in 2011.
Yeah, that's like a decade.
But he had a very long career apparently. That's like almost 60 years.
He owned it. Anyway, anything worth mentioning from you two suckers?
No.
Nah, man.
We're going live to David at the news desk. David, don't break our hearts like you did with Taco Bell news last week, you son of a bitch. No, we got creepy. Honestly, it creeped me out when I saw the commercial for it. I didn't know it was a thing, but we got creepy food news.
Creepy food
week.
news.
I know we do.
Ooh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The only food news I sent you.
I'd have to go back and look at that.
The Whopper, the candy fucking Whopper.
that thing. I didn't even count it.
Are you kidding?
It was
creepy.
One, that video you sent was from 2 years ago.
But
two, it's in a test market in Taiwan.
But that's how it works.
That's it. That's it.
They test it in Taiwan, and then if they love it there, then it comes here. That's how it works, bro.
That doesn't necessarily work.
Tweet your pals.
Because in Japan, they have McDonald's that have eggs on burgers. And
That's
the only place you can get an egg on a burger here in the States that I'm aware of is Steak and Shake. At least locally.
That's different. That's different.
You know, that's a Royale, man.
You can get an egg on any place they got a fucking egg, you can get an egg on a burger. They serve breakfast 24 hours a day now at fucking McDonald's. I guarantee you, if I walked in there and I said, "Hey, I'd like a Big Mac, but put a fucking egg thing on there," they would do it.
I don't eat.
What are they going? Oh my
nowadays,
god!
So I don't know.
Just give me.
I don't know if that's possible or not. I thought.
But anyway, it's a candy Whopper.
Candy Whopper.
David's just gonna skip it. Sorry, I
candy
didn't mean
Whopper
to
because it's 2 years old.
It's too niche, man. Too obscure.
I will give you this. The candy Whopper would be great for Halloween or Valentine's Day.
You ruined it now. Can't I just have one on like a Tuesday at lunch? Because I'm depressed and my life is shit.
You can have one on Tuesday at lunch because your life is depressed and full of shit.
Continue with what's going on in the news this week.
All right. So Chris Evans leaked risque images of his genitalia.
Oh my god! This is where we're starting.
This is like I think this was deliberate.
I didn't even hear about this.
This was done deliberately to offset Fandumi's second part.
That's bullshit. As far as I'm concerned, that's America's dick.
But apparently,
it was an accident. He's sending out with like
it was an accident. It was an accident. It wasn't intentional, but he ended up doing it, and basically, the whole social media.
All right, let's all be honest. We need a moment of honesty now. I don't have a cell phone. I've never had a cell phone, not a smartphone anyway. I got an emergency phone in my car, but I like the idea of not having a cell phone. Okay, I still have a home phone. I just like that idea. It's not because I'm old-fashioned. It's just I would be glued to the screen more than I am now, and I have a computer literally in like every room in my house. So the question is, have you ever taken a dick pic?
No,
I've never taken a dick pic either.
Because that once that's on the internet, that don't come off the internet. That's there permanently.
My wife would freak out. She'd be like, "What is this?" I was like, "It's my penis." Why? I've seen your penis. I don't need to see your penis.
No, the only
It's just
people
weird to me. And I would be scared that other people would be like, what is this? I'd be like, it's my penis. Oh.
Man,
your
you need to get that looked at.
Yeah, so I got penis envy or shy dick or whatever you want to call it, but I would not do that. I just wouldn't. I'm sorry, I just wouldn't do that. Now, all right, let's just say in a world where I'm not happily married and I happen to be single and mingling, and do people do that? Say, hey, send me a picture of your dick.
It is considered bad form because usually dick pics are unsolicited.
Okay, but what if they ask? I'm not just gonna send it like junk mail in the fucking mailbox. Oh, what is this?
If it's requested, the etiquette is if it's requested, then it should be fine. But for the majority of what I understand,
I just don't know if I would want to do that. How the Tinder
culture works is a lot of women do not like to see dick pics.
All right. So do you pose
unsolicited?
Do you pose? I mean, I have so many questions because David, you seem to be an expert on this particular.
I don't know. If this
we finally found your niche, bro.
I don't know if this is the form for you to get all of your.
I don't think we need to be getting involved in this right now. But
tips and tricks.
I know, but
David's found his niche. All right, next story.
I just think that it's.
I haven't seen it. Is it okay? Have you seen his penis?
No, I have not made an effort to find it.
Me neither. You figured it'd be everywhere.
You figure it would be.
You figure people have this as their damn Facebook cover and shit like that.
That's amazing.
You know,
America's dick.
America's penis. That's right. All right, next.
Alrighty.
Can it please be a good one instead of this nonsense?
Alrighty, Jim Lee promises a major announcement regarding DC's future.
DC Universe's future.
He said DC. Yeah, DC Universe's future.
That's the streaming service that all their content is basically moved over to HBO Max now.
Pretty much.
My prediction, it's just going to be for comics.
That's going to be
Marvel Unlimited.
After I finish out what I've been watching on the DC Universe, I'm probably going to cancel my subscription and just use the money that I would pay for that subscription to pay for HBO Max.
Who's your mobile provider? You might get it for free. You should check.
It's my internet provider is Comcast. So.
See, I get my internet through AT&T, and they just give it to me. You can't really watch it anywhere, but
yeah, they did announce that Doom Patrol Season 3 was going to HBO Max.
Yep.
So there are other announcements coming.
I'm cool with DC Universe just being for comics, but they need to figure it out. They need to get some exclusives over there. They need to have a lot more back issues. I mean,
they're gonna have to pad that thing out a lot.
Yeah, a whole lot.
Whole lot.
And honestly, just like the Marvel Unlimited plan, they're gonna have to come out with a schedule. Like 6 months later or so, everything that came out in paper then hits Marvel Unlimited. Basically, that's how it works. DCU needs to do that same thing. If this is what they're doing, I don't see any other alternative. What else could they be doing?
They should be doing something like that.
If they're going to be moving all their original content from DC Universe to HBO Max, and they're just going to be doing digital comics, it's not worth keeping, in my opinion.
Or if they wanted to, make it for free for anyone who's already got HBO Max, and then that opens up.
Make it a package deal.
Make it a sort of a package deal, or you can have like an off tier sort of thing where the customers could pay for the service, but that gives the opportunity to get some folks involved.
It's more people in there, people reading comics,
Yeah, give them the opportunity. Make it easy for them to find good comics.
Right.
They're already watching Watchmen, the series and the movie, and Justice League, and the Snyder Cut, and all this other shit that's on HBO Max. All right, on Amazon, if you hit pause, it shows you all kind of information. You can get information about the shit. Boom. Have a portal right there that'll zoom their asses right over to read the damn comic, dude. I don't know.
Makes sense to me, man.
I don't know why they're not doing it. Big D, what else you got?
All righty. Dictionary.com will add the entry for Wakanda.
What?
Their dictionary.com is adding an entry for the word Wakanda.
Well, that's a proper name.
Yeah.
What's in the dictionary?
Well, it's saying it's adding the entry and offers a pronunciation of Wakanda, defining the word as a fictional African home country of the Marvel superhero Black Panther. Also provided is a short piece on Wakandan history with the country's first appearance being in Fantastic Four 52, 1966. And let's see. This is done mostly. It's being done mostly as a tribute to Chadwick Boseman. And it's also being done as part of some kind of supported effort with Jack Kirby's granddaughter.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
I use Google for all my definitions.
I thought it was a funny, interesting story.
It is an interesting story, David. What's the next one?
All righty. Venture Brothers is getting canceled and maybe getting rebooted again.
Yeah, this is weird, dude. Can I be honest? I've never watched an episode of Venture Brothers. Not
What
only
the
that,
hell?
I could not tell you what it's even about.
It is.
I know it's an animated show.
Well, it's
Adult Swim.
originally it has sort of like a Johnny Quest.
Yes, it had a very it's a very like adult oriented spoof of Johnny Quest.
Oh, that sounds dope, actually.
But it later progresses. It adds like a level, a very meta level where there's like the Avengers and the Legion of Doom. And
Well, it's been on for like 20 years, right?
yes, it's been on for like 17 years. Yes.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
But it does. They have like just all kinds of crazy stuff. There's even a G.I. Joe parody in there.
Oh, sweet. Well, that's cool. They dive deep into pop culture.
Yes, they
Cool.
do.
That sounds good. But I heard it was canceled, but they're trying to move it somewhere.
They're trying to move it to HBO Max because it is part of Cartoon
that's where all
Network.
The Adult Swim. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Cool story. Good story. Next
story.
You have the Brian Michael Bendis Superman story?
I do not have the Brian Michael Bendis Superman
Brian Michael
story.
Bendis
This is a comic book podcast, and you don't have comic book story.
Let me put it to you this way: fuck Michael Bendis.
That's part of it. You should find that story.
Oh, is this the one about him leaving?
Yeah.
Superman?
Yes.
Okay, I do know about that one. I just didn't put it on there because, like I said, fuck Bendis.
Well, he's off of the books in December. He's off of Superman in Action. Young Justice is also getting canceled. I don't know that he's actually writing anything.
What about Naomi?
That's been done, and that was damn good. Naomi was pretty
what
fucking
about
good.
Legion? Naomi was fine. What about Legion? Is he still
I don't know about Legion. I'm sure they're not canceling it because I definitely would have heard about it. It'd be the 5th Legion book that was launched and canceled before it hit 12 issues. Like 5th in a row. Meanwhile, X-Men's got like a half a dozen books every week. Anyway.
They can't get out of the starting gates, man.
It sucks because all right. Fans of the Legion can't shut up about Legion, and I get it. All right, Legion of Superheroes sounds so good, dude. But I always say, if the Legion was as good as the X-Men, they'd have a dozen books out, just like the X-Men do. Legion can't carry anything. They're like, oh, they don't have good creators on it. Brian Michael Bendis.
They got one of the best.
I mean, one of the best historically. His shit recently has been bad.
The entire approach to this run of Legion has just been terrible. It's been the wrong approach.
I think he dove head in. He should have eased people in a little bit more.
I feel like a test at the end or something. It's like shit.
Yeah. I don't know what he did to it. But I don't know about Legion. But with that said, DC is also canceling a lot of books in December. Mm-hmm. And before that, Hawkman's getting canceled. Batman Beyond is now
that's actually getting canceled. That was actually one of the stories I actually had queued up with the cancellation of Batman Beyond at number 50.
Yeah. Mark Waid is rumored to be moving over to DC, and he does have a short story in one of the Death Metal tie-ins. And he might jump on Superman, even though he's written a lot of Superman. I would rather see one of two people on Superman. Tom Taylor, of course. He's hot right now.
Yeah,
Why
you
not?
want to see Tom Taylor on everything.
Surprise. Joshua Williamson.
He'd be okay.
Flash is ending. He's already been doing Batman, Superman. which has been a pretty damn good book. I would love to see his take on Superman. As a lot of people have said, who's gonna fix, all the shit that Bendis did? You just ignore it. That's what modern comics do. They just ignore it.
That's what Bendis does. I mean,
that's what happens. That's what happens with every reboot of the DC universe.
And we're not sure if they're rebooting. Okay,
no, we're not. That's actually the next story.
Awesome. Let's talk about that one then. Jim Lee did come out and say that they are not going to do the 5G.
5G ain't happening.
They're not going to do a big crisis-style reboot, but he did leave it on the table because he said something about focusing on individual characters. He still left that door open to where a lot of books might get relaunched, or we know a lot are getting canceled.
Yeah.
But he was still very vague on what was happening with a lot of these books. So I don't know. Do you guys want anybody on Superman? What do you guys think about after Dark Knight's Metal? Or Death Metal? That's what everyone's saying. After Death Metal, it's going to be
a reboot.
Mayhem. Who knows? We don't know where DC is right now. It's kind of frustrating.
I have no idea. They have such a big roster of writers. They give it somebody like Joshua Williamson, somebody who's not, not the big name. Somebody.
He's got enough of a name.
Almost on that level. He's got enough of a name, but he's not a big name.
Exactly. Everybody's going to hear him say, "Oh, this dude wrote, 300. What was it? 250 issues of Flash now, or something like that."
He has written. No, it's probably been about 100.
It's been a lot, dude.
Yeah, it's probably been about 100 issues of Flash.
And he's been killing it on Batman, Superman. Give him the main Superman book, or it's a bait and switch, and Bendis is just getting relaunched at the first of the year with a new Batman in that book. But Action Comics will still go on.
Yeah. Well, Action Comics always go on.
It's hard to tell, man, what's going on. All right, anything else on that bit, David, since
No, you pretty much covered it.
Precogged the news.
Yep.
What else you got? Nothing? Something?
We got Wonder Woman's getting delayed until Christmas.
Oh,
Wonder Woman 84. So this is like, what, the 5th delay now?
This is at least the 4th or 5th delay. Yeah. The thing about this is, it's news for Wonder Woman, sure. But Dune is going to move. Candyman's now been pushed to 2021.
Yeah, Candyman's been pushed back.
I like the trailer.
Did you like the trailer for Dune?
I did.
I didn't mind it at all, dude. I mean, a lot of people were asking these stupid questions. It baited a lot of people on why Zendaya's got blue eyes. I'm like, come on, it's the spice, y'all.
It's the spice.
You don't fucking know the story. Shut up.
Fear is the mind killer.
I got really triggered by people being triggered about the blue eyes on Zendaya.
my favorite meme so far has been where they replaced Paul Atreides with Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is there.
But Dune should be good. It looked dope, dude.
It looked good.
Dope.
It looked
but
good.
we ain't gonna see it this year.
I know.
No, we're not.
I do have to agree with Leroy that the worms do look like giant space anuses now.
Oh, they did
like. I know, but the worms from the original Dune, the 1980s Dune, they had like the 3-jawed mouths. So it doesn't look. It looks like a giant lamprey to me.
Are they gonna ride them?
I hope so. That's
they got
the
to.
Big teams.
Have to.
That's part of the big battle.
I hope it don't look stupid. I love Dune, the novels, which I read. Oh my God, so long ago, man.
Oh yeah, it's been a while.
It's almost like I don't want to pick up Dune again. You know what I mean? Because you get so sucked into that fucking book that's all you want to do is be in that universe. And then that movie, of course, fucking classic.
Mm-hmm.
Man. But yeah, Wonder Woman's delayed.
And then you got Paul Atreides in the Black Lodge talking to the little man in Bruce Burr speech.
next news.
I'm making a Twin Peaks reference. Everybody's happy.
What else you got, David?
All right, Mulan is doing poorly in China.
I don't get it. I heard today it was doing poorly here too.
It's doing poorly here too, but Disney was really hoping to bank on China.
Well, they kind of bowed down to China in this weird way in terms of, I don't know, crediting in the movie and where they filmed. And
there's now. I think there's going to be like some kind of federal investigation on the Disney about the cooperation of the Chinese government.
That's just somebody saying that. That's so stupid.
Let's see. They said that in China, Mulan brought in $20 to $25 million in its box office this weekend.
Well, and
Man,
that's saying,
people are still scared to go to the theaters.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. You all right, David? Talking
Yeah.
about being
I mean,
scared.
China's where the virus started at. It's where it originated at. So
Yeah,
And
but
they've been
I would
having
imagine they would have
pop-ups,
they would have some fear there.
and they reported flare-ups and stuff,
Mhm.
there. So we don't know.
yeah, we actually, I haven't seen a lot of reports of outbreaks in other countries.
I ain't
nowadays.
running to see Tenet, and I really
Oh,
want to see
dude.
Tenet.
Oh, dude, Tenet is playing
See it.
up at the drive-in theater up the road.
Ooh,
from where I
let's
live.
go. We can go to the back seat, Dave.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah. Let's not watch the
Drive-ins
movie.
suck.
Drive-ins
Drive-ins suck.
they are not
You
terrible.
can't see, the window gets fogged up, or you're sweating your balls off.
Well, that's why you have a truck and you sit in a lawn chair in the back of your truck with a cooler.
It's hot
full of
outside,
beer.
dude. It's hot outside. And
It
drinking
isn't.
beer. Dave's up there getting wasted at the drive-in.
This is a good movie.
I love Tenet. What the hell's going on?
Oh man, Neo, man, what the hell? I didn't
Yeah.
think you could bend the Matrix that way.
Whatever. All right, more news.
More
Tenet's
news.
playing at our local drive-in, y'all.
Actually, it's a Christopher Nolan thing. They got the Dark Knight playing there too.
Oh, fun.
So that would actually be pretty cool to go see.
Yeah.
Well, we pretty much covered most of the news. Actually, jumping around.
Cool.
We already covered the G5. There's a bunch of DC announcements regarding just characters and actors signing on to different WB shows or CW shows.
Yeah.
And then there's also the story about the technical delays delaying day 2 of Fandumi.
And do me.
Let's
But
get
other-
into some books. My mic wasn't on. I was talking for like a good 5 seconds.
I'm ready to
I'm-
dive into this one. Yeah.
I'm glad I was on mute because I burped really loud.
Yeah. We're still in the prelude, the path to Ten of Swords.
We're not
the
at
upcoming-
prelude. We're at the path. The prelude
the
is
path.
a whole thing.
Walking the path. We're going to the path of the big, huge X-Men crossover, Ten of Swords. Let's start at Marauders number 12, Gary Duggan and Matteo Lally. Not a bad issue. I'm not really sure how this ties into Ten of Swords, at all. But it had some really cool Kate moments. And the promise to make Sebastian Shaw pay for murder. It was a fun party. Kate's confirmed as at least bisexual, which is awesome.
Yep.
A lot of cool moments
Cool.
in this, but I didn't feel how it tied into the event at all. It might.
As
But-
somebody who's just now picking up X-Men books, I'm kind of lost on a few things. They refer to her as the Red Queen.
She's in the Hellfire Club, which is now the Hellfire Trading Company. What the
Okay.
Hellfire Trading Company does is handles the legitimate white market distribution of the Krakoan plants, and they also handle the black market distribution of the Krakoan plants. So
Okay.
that there can't be, so they can control the black market in countries that have not accepted Krakoa and aren't getting the plants. Meanwhile, their actual objective is to traffic mutants out of hostile territory and to Krakoa.
Okay, that would explain why she had the big greeting with all the mutants that
Yes, these are all the
celebrating
mutants
her.
that she saved. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty good issue in terms of all of that. But again, that's just a cool kitty moment.
were okay.
A cool Kate Pride moment.
I do have a question.
Ooh.
So when they get resurrected, they don't have any memories of how they died.
They only have memories up until the point where
Yeah,
Charles Xavier created the backup.
Okay.
It's like
Which
it's
he
like
does-
saving a video game. Man.
Exactly. It's like saving a video game or backing up your computer. When you back it up, it's only backed up to the point when it backed up. So if your backup is set to go off every night at midnight, everything you do after that point, you is not saved.
Ah.
You know what I mean? So,
Okay. Because in the previous issue, Lockheed showed Emma
yeah.
what happened, but Kitty doesn't have any memory of this because she's being all buddy with Sebastian Shaw.
Well,
at
she's
the
not really
party.
being buddy with him. She knows at that point what's going on.
Okay.
She's playing it diplomatically. Like she doesn't want
Ah.
him to know that she knows. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
so
I'm sorry. Sebastian Shaw is playing a better game of chess here. Okay, he was under the assumption that Kitty Pryde was not going to be able to be resurrected, and he was right for a while. But that can't be his only play. He's smarter than that. All right. Also, he knew Lockheed seen him. All right, do what he did. All right. So either he thought that Lockheed was also going to die, or his ego is so damn big that he didn't care. Either way, he knew that the White Queen, Emma Frost, was going to know, and he knew once Kate was resurrected, it was going to come back to her. The only reason Sebastian did this, as far as we know, is to get his kid onto the Quiet Council as well, onto the Hellfire Trading Company board or whatever as well. So Sebastian's playing a different game here. I just don't know how it ties into Ten of Swords, and that kind of pissed me off. But let's get into the big book. X-Force number 12, Ben Persky and Oscar Bazaldua. This connected to Ten of Swords at the very least by having the Cerebro sword in the hands of Mikhail Rasputin as he teams up with some anti-mutant radicals. But this issue is really about how fucking terrible Beast is.
Yeah, Beast is a son of a bitch.
He is a son of a bitch. Yeah,
if there's a book that is going out of its way to show the X-Men as the villains, it is X-Force.
And that's why it's the best
I'm all for it.
Yeah, that's why it's the best book of the bunch.
Yep.
So they know Mikhail Rasputin has the sword. They know he breached the security on Krakoa, but they don't know how. So they're assuming that he's got ties to someone on Krakoa, and he's Russian. The Russian-Krakoan diplomatic relations are very stressed.
X-Men version of the Red Scare.
Exactly. It's the X-Men version of the Red Scare, or even during World War II with the internment of Japanese Americans. Yeah. So they bring in anyone who may have had connection to Mikhail or opportunity, namely Omega Red, which is bad enough, but also Colossus. Colossus has just been hanging out in the Savage Land, doing farming, trying to work.
All he's doing is just trying to farm and live.
Trying to work everything out. He's got. I think her name's
trying to be a simple potato farmer in Mother Savage Land.
He's got this new squeeze who's like this girl who's helping him out, who can help him control water and the ground. It seems like a pretty good relationship. I want some backstory there. It would be nice for us to get a little bit more on her. But man, they go to Colossus. They arrest him. They put on these handcuffs.
I love how he shows up. Just appears in the scene to Colossus, how he just kind of shows up out of nowhere. He has that slick smile on his face, that disingenuous smile. I thought it was just really well done through the art, just showing how much of a bastard he is.
Exactly. And his justification for doing all this, he puts Colossus in handcuffs, walks him through the portal. There's dozens and dozens of mutants there to see this shame walking through. It's like a walk of shame.
Shame.
Straight up.
I'll quote Beast himself. This is his justification. Our citizens will know that being watched is the same as being watched over. It's borderline fascist, dude. That's borderline fascism. And
it's straight up fascism, man.
I don't know, because
he's getting there.
It's very reflective of actual history, and actually fairly recent American history, on things that we did in this country. Once bad shit happened, the things
that's what the X-Men's always been about.
We'd lock those motherfuckers up on an island paradise, and we locked them up in a prison in the Middle East and tortured them. I'm just saying, it is very reflective of terrible things that we have done. And yeah, X-Men is hitting all the nails on the head. So center point. It's great. That's your Ten of Swords recap. The event starts in full force in
you're not going to do X Factor?
That's not really. It wasn't really a Ten of Swords.
Oh, okay.
Pass. Is it in your top 3?
No.
It's not in my top 3 either. It was pretty good though.
Pretty good.
Shatterstar shows up, which he has to show up in an X Factor book. but he's on TV all the time. So he's got to kind of play it hush hush that he's actually being like enslaved into fighting in the Mojo World tournaments or whatever.
Yeah.
Good issue, not as good as the last couple though.
No, not as good as the last couple. I still really like this new interpretation of Mojo World. It's pretty.
Oh, me too.
Yeah,
It's
it does
cool.
seem to have a very modern kind of social media vibe to it with a lot of streaming elements to it.
Cool. Let's get into the. Moment of destruction. There's only one book that fits this. We do the TF and GI Joe stuff. Anything Hasbro universe that we want to
Pretty
touch
much,
on.
yeah.
Transformers Galaxies #9. Sam Maggs, Bethany McGuire Smith. Some dope covers.
Oh yeah.
Sarah Portray Durashare had a cover on this. It was fucking rad. Gauging the Truth Part 3. All's Well That Ends Well, as RC and Greenlight save Gage from Religious Radicals. Meh, but good art.
Meh. Yeah, it was all right. Art's really good.
Yeah.
We'll say this is the best complete art of this Galaxy's book, but that's faint praise. You know?
It is. We hit up Ultra Magnus for the next 3-issue arc from Brandon Easton and Andrew
Man,
Griffith.
he's the mask guy, isn't he?
He's the mask guy. Mask had a lot of good points, but man, it had a lot of bad points.
A lot more bad points.
This Ultra Magnus run is supposed to be Alpha Trion's in trouble, and he's searching for him, investigating his disappearance.
Ooh,
And Soundwave's involved. Yeah, sounds interesting. Sorry, I did it again.
Well, that was a little moment of distraction.
That was the end of the moment. That was the intro and outro. So, yeah, that's it, man. Let's get into our main review. Some pretty good books this week. I'll start this week, I guess, if that's okay. Everybody okay with that?
That's fine.
Honorable mention, I only have one, Ice Cream Man Quarantine Comics. It was just a bunch of small, really 4 or 5 page comic stories told in one giant 55-page book. It had about 6 from the original creative team and 6 from just various creative teams. Man, there was one in here from Christopher Cantwell and Eowyn Marin called Small. It's about a dude who ignored his family. Great. Oh my God. It's about a dude who ignored his family so that he could focus on his hobby. His hobby was building like a railroad city, railroad
trains. Yeah, like Beetlejuice.
Yeah, like in Beetlejuice. And he just wanted to go there when he died. And when he died, he went there, but there was no one there to take care of it now. And his kids treated it like shit because he alienated his kids their whole lives. And it was, woo! There were some other good ones in there too, man. But just not good enough to make my list for this week. My number 3 is going to be quick and easy. X-Force number 12, Ben Percy and Oscar Balzadula. Very compelling B stuff, again, in the context of Krakoa and this new status quo. I love exploring, this new X-Men stuff that Hickman has created. He's changed the poles. You know what I mean? It's different now, and it's so good to be able to... It's fresh. Every time you pick one up, it's like, what's going to happen next? And X-Force number 12 did not disappoint at all. Can't wait for more. Who wants to go next? David, you go next.
Go next. My honorable mention is Bad Mother number 2.
Not bad.
Okay, I was not pleased with Bad Mother number 1. It kind of gave me the summary of it kind of gave me a different impression of the book, and reading the book itself, it didn't seem to gel. Bad Mother number 2, I start to see that maybe our Bad Mother is actually more than meets the eye.
I don't think she's more than meets the eye.
Well, she's able starting to piece together the parts of the puzzle, and she's figuring out like the detective that's trying to put her off the case is actually working for the human trafficker.
But she's basically just doing like private eye stuff.
She's basically just doing private eye stuff, but it was kind of a turn of events because at the end of it, she kind of has like a the board with all the different connections, like who's connected to what.
She looks like a crazy person.
That whole It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah. The art is amazing. Mike Deodato Jr. is killing it on the art, but otherwise, there was no action in this issue.
There was no action in this issue, but it did make up what it made up for in with the loss of action. It made up with in storytelling. Sure. I feel.
What's your number 3? Sorry.
And I was actually much more pleased with issue 2 than
good. Your number 3 book.
My number 3 book is going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 109.
I haven't read this yet.
Okay, it's just kind of like a little bit of a slice of life. It's in between storylines. I'm guessing right now. Life is the people who were affected by the mutation in Mutant Town are kind of getting into a groove of being, mutants and trying to get back to a semblance of life.
That's cool.
There's debates about if the people in Mutant Town are actual human, have any sentience, or are they just animals that mimic human beings? And a human reporter sneaks into Mutant Town and tries to interview Michelangelo, and kind of creeps him out because she's asking questions, and Michelangelo's trying to explain it to her, but I don't think she's kind of understanding things because she's assuming that Lita is like Michelangelo's child, and Michelangelo's trying to explain, like, there are 2 different types of mutants. There are essentially mutants that were animals before they were mutants, and there are humans that mutated with animal characteristics. And Michelangelo's
that's deep.
Trying to explain these things to her because there's 2 different types of these 2 different types of mutants, and the lady is just asking like ridiculous questions like reproductive practices and stuff.
Oh,
and
wow.
Michelangelo's just like, I don't think we should talk about this. They're trying to do a whole some of our newer mutants are trying to put together like a battle of the bands kind of deal. Just trying to assemble they're trying to assemble a bands for this battle of the band, and like Jenny, she attacks a mutant because that mutant approached her and she recognized.
I'm playing bass.
Well, the mutant approached her to talk about the bands, and she reacted because this mutant was a henchman of somebody before that.
But that's all been squashed, though.
Well, she still reacted. She still reacted in a very fighting kind of manner.
Forgiven now after the war, after the City at War event.
Yeah, but it was more like a trained response. The mutant was actually like, I'm not here to fight you. I just wanted to talk about the band because I was a drummer before I was a mutant.
Well, that's interesting. But, I need to catch up. I'm like 3 issues behind on
but
that. I'm trying to read back. Like I'm reading like issue 70 something,
But the issue kind of ends off with like this new mutant that's sneaking around, and he's basically like an octopus that's able to sneak into the dojo.
Oh,
so that's where it leaves off.
Cool book.
Alrighty. Well, so I'll do some honorable mentions first. So first off, Green Lantern season 2, number 7. This book is just straight up the best looking book.
Liam Sharp, right?
Liam Sharp. And this issue in particular, it gets very, very cosmic, just all over the place.
Nice.
This book looks amazing. I can't put it on my top because the story by Grant Morrison is just a kind of esoteric mess. You can't make sense of it at all.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, but it's just not worth the effort.
Sure.
Looks great. And then Flash number 761. Only reason I'm this one is because finally all of the Flash family is back together again.
Nice.
And I mean all of the Flash family. Like Wally's kids, like Jesse Quick, Mercury, all like the Golden Age, all of them. They're all back together.
Or whatever his name is.
Yep.
Bart
they're all
Scott or whatever.
They're all back together, and they just have some funny moments in this one where they saw
they're having dinner.
Family. Well, they don't have dinner. They're just fighting things, but they have nice family moments where they overcome their struggles as family, solving problems.
That's fun.
Yeah. So that's just. And then my last honorable mention is the Rise of the Ultraman. I liked it. It was all right.
Ultraman showed up finally on the last fucking page.
I didn't like it. There seemed just for a book about kaijus and a giant alien that fights kaijus. There was a whole lot of talking going on.
There was a whole lot of talking, but I liked some of the things they set up. I liked how the organization worked for seems like it's more interested in monetizing kaiju superpowers than it is actually fight kaiju. Yeah. There wasn't a kaiju fight, but I also liked the Ultra Cube. I thought that was fun too.
Sure.
I don't know.
As someone who had no idea what Ultraman is, or even is now, it was just okay. It was solid.
I thought it was just solid. It was just okay. It was fine. But actual number 3 was that Korean Comics number 1.
Oh, cool.
Yep. I haven't read any Ice Cream Man. This doesn't really seem like it has much to do with the actual Ice Cream Man book.
No, that's what Ice Cream Man is. Every issue is a standalone issue. But in the Eden story, the devil or the serpent is actually an Ice Cream Man. Yeah. That character is a recurring character throughout, but he only shows up every few issues. He's sort of like a Crypt Keeper, but he's also part of the story in some way.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. It was really
unique.
Fun, though.
It's unique.
It was all kinds of emotion. It was fun. It was depressing. There was all kinds of stories in there, but I just thought it was great, and it came out of nowhere, and this was a slow week, so.
There's a story in there called, I think it's Solaquil. It's the name of like a medication, but it's all first person perspective. Every panel is just a dude on a date, and every panel is like,
love that.
Dude, holy crap. It like broke down toxic relationships and mental health, and in like 5 pages. It was so damn good.
You got a full look at this person's relationship just through this conversation.
Yeah. It's very well done. Very, very good stuff, man. And what was my favorite? I mentioned it earlier. Oh, yeah, the Small from Christopher Campbell. Oh, my gosh. But yeah, definitely find that book, the Ice Cream Man Quarantine Comics. It is well worth the read. My number 2, Web of Venom Wraith number 1. Donny Cates and Guy Villanova. A fun romp with Wraith, who first showed up during Annihilation Conquest way back in the day. He also appeared in Cates' Guardians of the Galaxy run, but this is all about Null coming. Null is on the way. He's been coming for so long.
Is coming?
Wraith got his powers from something called the Exelon Horde. Now, we didn't really know what the Exelon Horde was, but Donny Cates sort of fleshed it out.
Yeah, that's well, actually, I don't know. Never mind.
Null did experiments on the symbiotes, his children, right? The ones that failed got thrown into a place and became the Exelon Horde. So when Wraith shows up to confront Null, Null's just like, ha, and rips the symbiotes, which aren't real symbiotes, so the Exelon Horde, off of him. And it kicks his ass, basically. But with his last bit of power, Wraith teleports to where Eddie Brock is and warns him something else besides Null is coming to Earth too. Null's opposite, like his shadow, his like something that follows him around, and he called it the God of Light. Now, Null's been referred to as the God of Darkness. So, Case is basically setting up his Deus Ex Machina for King in Black now in this book, and it was just a great tease for the upcoming event, which I'm stoked about, dude. I want to see Stegman do some of these damn symbiote dragons, and I'm ready.
Stegman, woo!
They announced a couple of tie-ins. There's a Black Cat tie-in for some reason. There's like a Namor tie-in. There's a Doom Iron Man tie-in where Santa Claus shows up. There's a lot of crazy shit going on in this King in Black, and I know I'm reading the main event series. I know I'm going to keep reading Venom, so we'll see what else I pick up, man. By the time this comes out, Ten of Swords is basically going to be done, so we'll see what happens at the end of that. So, man, it's just good things coming to Marvel Comics, and this is really what this week was all about for me in terms of the comics that I read. The comics I read were good. The ones I chose were really good reads, but they are really more about what's coming next, and this exemplified that. So my number 2 book, Web of Venom Wraith. Get hype for King in Black. David, Numero dos, amigo.
Numero dos. The Resistance number 5.
I skipped this one too. Damn it! I didn't even see that came out.
The Resistance is basically beginning their moves to show the world that they're not there to be messed with, and they've chosen the general they rescue to help them out, give them names and intelligence and how the government operates, and now they've made their move in the country of Belarus to basically retake the country from the dictatorship that's being backed by Russians. And they show, just like 10 of them show up, and they have like the Belarus citizenry backing them, and the Belarusian soldiers that are fighting against their people, they tell them to stand down, and they pretty much go to town on the Russian troops.
Damn.
And it's basically that's what they want. They want the world to see that they're here and that they're going to start making changes, and that they will not be
Ignored
or treated like second-class citizens.
Nice. And there's a sequel to this series that's been announced. This is a 6-issue mini, right? 5-issue mini.
This is a 6-issue mini. Issue number 6 will come out next month.
Nice. Man, great art in that one too. Damn.
Yes.
All right, Adam.
All right.
No one's reading your books, David. Sorry.
Number 2 is Death Metal Train Crisis number 1.
This is my number 1 pick for the week.
Man, this is like just a straight up entry in Death Metal.
It's awesome. It was so good.
Yeah. So basically, this whole issue
Hey,
is. So in the previous issues, we realized that Perpetua is powered by crisis energy, and all of the heroes need to go to the previous crises in the dark multiverse to, I guess, to win them again, to stop them from happening, so that she stops getting powered. And she was just them getting to those universes. And then once they get there, find out that in these dark multiverse Earths, these are the Earths where the heroes lost.
Yeah, the crisis went the other way.
Yeah, they went the wrong way.
Dude, this thing had everything.
It had everything in it, man.
This book
Some
had
really nice
fucking
character
everything
moments.
in it. There's a Grundy Batman in this.
Really nice death in it. Like, woo.
Barbatos shows up in this.
Yeah, Barbados shows up in this.
From way back. Robin King. Oh my god, dude. It was.
And then it has Francis Manipul art, so it looks fantastic.
Yeah, Francis Manipul. There's a Martha Wayne Batman they call Pearl. What?
That's
Why?
fantastic.
Dude,
Why?
so good. I need a handbook of the death metal Batsmen, or whatever.
Swamp Thing has a really nice moment in this.
Dude, Jonah Hex getting murdered. I was like, oh my god. I was freaking out, dude. After
he had a great moment with Harley Quinn, too.
Yes. Dude, this was everything that death metal is supposed to be. If there isn't a better way to get hyped about this series, I don't know what it is. It used continuity. Jarro was back. Holy crap. And mouthing off and loving it. So many cool character moments, so many fun character moments. And then all of these new characters coming in. Revisit Barbados. Then we all go back to this crisis. We learn so much about how Perpetua feeds off this energy and how the Batman Who Laughs, who is now the Darkest Knight, is twisting that into his own form of energy so that he can feed off of it and beat Perpetua. It's going to wind up where the good guys are going to team up with Perpetua.
Something's going to happen.
They're going to have to. They're going to nothing else is going to beat what now the Darkest Knight, that he's calling himself, has done. This is what I meant when I said everything that I picked this week basically just led into something else that is coming down the road. Man, I am loving death metal. If you'd have told me when they announced death metal that I'd be enjoying it this much, I'd been like, you're crazy. But
it's crazy, but in a way,
it reminds me, and I hate to say this because I love the event so damn much, Hickman's Secret Wars in a way.
It's a lot like that.
Because it's
how the world formed to a certain person's will.
Yeah. It's pulling from
how
all
they're gonna I mean, this is just a crisis. At the end of this, they're going to reform the universe in a certain way.
Exactly.
So when does
January. It ends the first week of
January, they could just reform the DC universe in any way they
now,
want.
Jim Lee's come out and said that
I know
he's
coming out and saying he's not, but like that's the story.
Exactly. That's what's happening. If you're gonna have your shared universe actually have an impact, have it have an impact, and hit us with a bunch of number ones. But he said that's not happening. So.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this was my number one pick of the week. I adored this book. I read it 3 times, dude. I loved it so much. It was and that's the good thing, I guess, about those DC books coming out a little early because you have extra time. There's nothing else really to read.
Yeah.
So, oh man, as soon as I finished the last page, I was like, holy shit. And I went back and didn't read it as hard, as I did the first time. But man, there's some cool character moments. And revisiting those crises is awesome. It's really cool stuff. The way that Barbados talks shit and says, you guys see these crises as triumphs, that, oh, look, all the heroes got together and won. No, the fact that they happened at all are examples of your failures. And we're seeing another one right now, and you can't win this one. And I was like, oh, dude. Yeah, very good stuff, man. Very good stuff. All right, David. We're up to you for number one now. That was my number one.
Alrighty. My number one is Reaver number 11, the conclusion of the Grim After.
Again, this is Suicide Squad.
D&D Suicide.
In Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes. But pretty much we get the history of Breaker, and the guy that he's after is named Bryn, and they turned out they're childhood friends that got separated during the war. Bryn was sent back home, and Breaker went on to become known as the son of the devil against the S in the wars.
Oh, okay.
So Bryn figured out how to harness the essence of children in order to give his people the boost, which was a S practice.
That's weird.
Yes, they perform these rituals where they essentially pull the life energy from sacrifices, which are generally children, to give them the potential to defeat their enemies, which is why the S were such a difficult enemy to fight, even against Breaker, is because they had this magic boost given to them through sacrificial means. But pretty much a lot of fighting ensues. Bryn escapes, and only to be caught up by Breaker and the S girl. I can't remember her name at the moment.
Yeah.
And
I only read like the first 3 issues of this. I should really catch up.
Breaker ends up killing his best friend.
Oh, spoilers.
Yes.
That's fine. We can spoil it.
So, but yeah,
Cool.
I thought
that's
I
an
really,
Image Comics. That's an Image Comics. Book.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. So all
Good
my
series.
books,
I just need to catch up on it, man.
all my books have been independents this week.
Ooh, that's his goal. He's got an agenda, y'all.
I do.
Adam Normal, wrap it up with your number one.
All right. This shouldn't be a surprise, but my number one is Justice League Odyssey, number 24. Dan Abnett, Cleve Richards. Man, so in the last issue, Epoch, the Master of Time, was murdered by a member of the Justice League Odyssey named Arla Hax. She's basically just a random scientist lady.
Cool.
But we find out that she used to work for Darkseid, but then she betrayed him when she thought that Epoch could defeat him with his revision mechanism. But then once she saw that Epoch wasn't going to win and that Darkseid was inevitably going to defeat him, she betrayed Epoch at the last moment and allowed Darkseid into the revision mechanism. And this issue starts off with Darkseid confronting Arla Hax and being like, well, what should I do with you since I know you're a traitor? And then he's like, why did you betray Epoch and me? And she was like, oh, it's just basically, survival.
Yeah, I'm betting on a winner.
Like, yeah, I'm betting on a winner. And Darkseid's like, I can appreciate that. My punishment for you is my forgiveness. I'm not going to punish you. I'm going to force you to, be my servant so you can see all the evil things I'm going to do. as
Oh,
I change
sweet.
the universe forever.
Oh, dude. Classic.
Classic Dark Side moment.
Love it.
Right? And then the other half of this issue is Jessica Cruz and the rest of the Justice League Odyssey using some time travel shenanigans to get the previous version of the Justice League Odyssey, who most of them were all killed off earlier in the run, like Starfire and Azrael, pull them back. So now they're gearing up to go and fight Darkseid, who also forms a new Apocalypse at the end of this issue.
And he was a member of the team.
He was a member of the team at one point.
Everybody bitched about that. I remember when it happened, and I'm like, okay, man, I need to catch up. It was shit when it started.
It was total shit when it started, but it has formed into something super epic.
Man, I need to catch up on that shit, man.
It almost feels like an event book at this point.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm going back and check it. I need to read Reaver too.
You wouldn't be disappointed. You're missing out. It's a good series.
Awesome. Thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate it. We want you to check us out over at patreon.com/outrightgeekery, where you can pay to listen to this. I don't know why you would, but hey, if you're feeling charitable and want to give us some cash, go do that. It's just $1 a month.
Just a tip.
Just a tip. That's all we're wanting. If you listen to this show, WAP, We Are Podcasting. We have all kinds of great shows. We have this one, obviously. We also had to do our Monday night preview show, one of my favorite nights of the week, where we talk about all the books dropping later on that week. The Comic Book Bullies, they also drop every Monday morning. They're late night owls. So that's Leroy and Eli. They're always talking up pop culture and stuff and news and comics and shit.
I caught up with the Comic Book Bullies for the last 2 weeks, and you do have to listen to the Black Panther episode. Leroy he starts crying. He gets emotional. Yeah. It is one of the best episodes they've done.
Yeah, it's moving because it just feels genuine, is very good. And it felt therapeutic.
It did. There was a sense of catharsis.
Exactly. Yeah, 100% agree. Love those guys. We also have you all right?
Gosh, David, we almost made it through.
We also have William, who was hanging out in the chat earlier. He does Creators Outlet. He does interviews with creators, all kinds of great people in there. I think there's somebody coming up. I don't think I'm actually allowed to say, but he's got a lot of great people. Check him out. He's right here on the Outright Geekery channel. He also does OK Boomer with Thomas, where they talk about old comics. He also does 5-minute reviews over here. So that's on the Outright Geekery Facebook channel. If you're listening to this on Twitter or on YouTube or on Facebook, check out the other two, networks that you're not checking out. Go like us over on those platforms. Follow us. As always, tell your friends, tell your pals, tell your mom, tell your Paul. I'm going down to Arkansas. And again, we want to thank y'all for tuning in. Thanks for listening. But most of all, I want to thank these two jokers for hanging out with me.
It's always fun.
It is. It's always a good time, man.
Always a good time.
We're going to do it again next time.
Same geek time, same geek channel.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Adios.
Bye-bye.